Hey, good afternoon. It's Tracy with Tracy's Truths and our podcast for D4D. I haven't been here in a couple weeks. However, I apologize. I had to redo some other things, so here I am. And today we're going to be talking about the insecure girl and the lonely but comfy girl. But the lonely and comfy girl will be in another podcast, another video. I'm trying to play catch up to get us all caught up so then we can finally get to the end and have a conversation. So, The Insecure Girl. I'm going to read it first, what I wrote for the previous book that I thought I was going to do. And then I'm going to summarize it. Okay? So, The Insecure Girl is one who probably may have grew up being ridiculed or bullied because of her looks, because of her weight, or how she dressed. And her classmates may not have involved her with anything or the in-type crowd events, such as parties, sporting events, hanging out at the mall, things like that. So she built up this sense of insecurity, not caused by herself, but caused by someone else. Because a lot of times insecurities are manifested because of circumstances beyond our control, let's say. The sense of not belonging impacts her into adulthood, even with the ongoing support of her parents, family members, friends, or siblings that are there to support her. Insecurities left unattended to, coupled with underlying mental health issues such as anxiety, low self-esteem, or depression, make for a tumultuous life and impact bad decision making, hence leaning to men who are out for the prey. It is only a weak man who has to have some sort of deficits that use these type of women by filling their own voids, because men have insecurities as well. And we'll talk about that later. And they do it to make it seem like they're there for the betterment of her well-being, but their actions prove much differently. It may start off with subtleness by the man criticizing, like her cooking or joking, but like my mother told me, a lot of truth is told in a joke. Her choice of her hair, or and once he sees her second guessing herself, he feels like he's one up on her, like he's done what he came to do. Now he could really take over. And now she's like asking his opinion about every little minor detail of her existence. Now he knows he can control her to do anything, and not caring nor destroying her self-worth, her self-esteem. Her friends and family members observe this treatment, and when brought to her attention, her defense is that he loves me, or he just wants the best for me. It's like a cat and mouse cycle that will go on forever until she recognizes the pattern, or she's tired and seeks professional help. Insecurities, as I said, come from not necessarily yourself, but things that you've been through, situations you've been through, circumstances, or people honing in on your deficits. I actually, previous relationship I spoke about in a couple videos past, had low self-esteem. I never had it. I was a strong person, strong-headed, everything as a child growing up. However, when I began dating and I was involved in an abusive relationship, it started depleting my self-esteem. Not that I didn't think that I still was pretty or things like that, or I still had my strength to me, but it was like I wanted to save the relationship so bad, and I'm missing all the red flags and what have you. And then, like I said, when abuse comes in, now your self-esteem is being diminished, the women, everything like that. And until I really got to a place like, hold up now, we ain't about to be doing this. That's when it finally was like, okay. And you stay for certain reasons. Like, I think I stayed because of financial reasons. That was the real main reason, knowing that I shouldn't be treated like that and things of that nature. My friends, of course, would be like, what's going on with you? And like I said, I think it was the financial thing and all of that, the limelight kind of like back then, that I just was like, okay, he's going to change this and that. But the only reason why I stayed so long was because of my self-esteem and things that had beaten me down. So fast forward, guess what happened? In my future relationships or dating people, now I done turned into being insecure based on his insecurities, how he was treating me, thinking I was always doing something when I'm going out, this and that. I'm always doing something. I turned it on myself, and in future, insecure. And it wasn't until I started dating this one guy that he brought it to my attention. And I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, I am doing too much. Like doing the same things that was done to me that I didn't like. Now I'm doing them to someone else. And I'm like, okay, that's not good. Calling, oh, well, where are you at? This and that, and things like that. And then fast forward to a more recent relationship a few years back, it was like, oh, I don't like this insecure stuff. Like, don't be calling me, asking me what I'm doing. I'm doing the same thing I was doing 30 minutes ago. Why aren't you working? Stuff like that. So it's like other people's issues can transfer onto us depending on how long we're around that person. It depletes our self-esteem because of their insecurities. Now we have issues that we bring into other relationships for whatever reason. Like I said, been there, done that, but I had to get that together. And I was so happy that my friend, he brought it out like, yo, what are you doing? Like, I said, I'm doing this, so this is what I'm doing. And like I said, it took a lot of time to build back up that, about trust and things like that. So, like I said, the insecure girl or insecure man is no fault of their own. It's something that has been rooted within them from the past relationships, past circumstances, family, whatever. And it's up to them to recognize it in order to make that change. However, there are men out there that know that about certain women, and they will hone in on that. And like I said, because she's getting the attention and things, even though it's bad attention, toxic attention, she's allowing him to do whatever and treat her however. And like I said, every move, well, how do I look? Well, how does that taste? Because now he done beat her down, got her where he wants to have her, and now she's insecure, damaged for the next relationship if she notices to move on. So, yes, the insecure girl. I hope you enjoyed that. And leave me some comments down below and let me know what you think about people being in relationships who are insecure. Like I said, I know it drove me crazy years and years later when I had to deal with it from the man. It wasn't me being the one that was insecure. It was the man. I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, this was crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.